How you guys doing, folks? DJP Costuming here, DJP Cosfit on YouTube, with a really different thing for me. This is going to be a lightsaber review, and it's a review of a saber mod for the Black Series Kylo Ren saber by a gentleman called DFX Innovations on Etsy and Facebook. Now, this guy's pretty new to the game as far as saber mods, builds, and saber smithing goes, but I was looking for a saber modification for a long time. All the big guys and the big guns on YouTube are backed up, and to be quite honest, their prices are a little above my price range for as far as what they offer for the different tiers. Not to say that they're not worth it, just that for what I had, it was a little out of range. Now, I owned the Black Series Kylo Ren saber from the moment it came out before The Force Awakens. I saw that awesome hilt in The Force Awakens first trailer, and I had to own it. So when I went out on Force Friday, I picked it up. It was $1.99, I remember back then, and like 200 and change at Toys R Us when I got it. But finally this year, a couple months ago, I've had this saber for a couple months because I wanted to get used to it. I wanted to see what this mod was like, how it held up. And I have to say, it held up pretty well. But for what I got, I couldn't be more happy and more pleased. So let's get to it. What you get is extras in the box to start off, because before we get to the big old product, I want to go over some of the extras. So you get this lithium-ion rechargeable battery charger. This is for the tiered options that have the rechargeable battery. I know some don't in his product line, because he goes in tiers as well. But his tiers are very flexible, and he's really workable, guys. Like, if you talk to him, he's very personable. He's very able to accommodate, and he makes you really comfortable with working with him. Just by the way he talks to you and what you want versus what he could give you for this much money or this much money, or, as far as we were concerned, it was a saber trade. But he's really flexible. What else you get is he makes his own blades, as I understand it, and he goes by Punkling Designs. I don't know if this is his company or he works with someone else, but you get these really nice, they have the foil wrapped instead of the white inside, blades that really work well with his sabers, and I'll get to why his sabers are a little special in a minute. And here are his side emitter blades. They gotta have that icicle design look, but they're not icicles. They got this really nice, what would you call that, frosting on the outside of the blades here. I love these, and of course you get both sizes, not just one for your blades, but you get both sizes of Allen key. One for your blades, and one to open up this really cool crystal reveal. So, getting on to it. I modified this really cool little trunk box that I had. As you can see, I etched in the crossguard saber design. I weathered it a bit. It's leather and black, just like Kylo Ren. You have some weathering going on, and it's a very rustic look. I figured, since it said in the visual dictionary that the saber was an ancient design, getting a box that kind of looked like it came from an ancient ruin would be really cool. And as you can tell on the inside, it's got I don't know if you could see, it's got the Kylo Ren basket weave fabric in there, lining the box and actually, wrapped around the saber. So let's get to the saber. So, it's the Black Series hilt that we know and some of us love and some of us hate, but I love because, as you can tell, I have really big hands. So for me, I kind of dwarfs this thing. A lot of people want, it's the right size height-wise, but for a lot of people, they wanted this to be skinnier, and for them, they now have the Disney Park saber. Well, I didn't, and I don't, and this is what I have, and it works quite well for me. So, moving on, what's different about his sabers that you'll see is on the sides here we have LEDs. So there's LEDs on both sides, just like any saber you'd get. You got the Kree side blades. But in the middle, we have a laser. Now, this is a laser emitter, so it really gives credence to that whole laser sword thing, huh? But it's laser emitter. So instead of an LED, a laser drives this thing. He houses everything in here so that heat doesn't, become a problem. Heat doesn't even build up in there. And it's really bright. evenly lit to the end. We're in daylight here, white daylight, which is like the brightest to shoot in. I got a window completely open next to me, and it is white sky outside. So bright in here, but I'm going to do the saber review anyway because I think that it's still going to show just great. Yeah, so let's power this guy up. It's running lasers, LEDs. It's got the kill key. It's got a Nano Biscotti V4. It's got the stock speaker on it.
I'll show you the dark side.
Excuse me, I didn't even pull the kill key yet, sir.
I'll show you the dark side.
So there you go. Was a little bit spoiled by the fact that it was already open. It's got a crystal reveal in the back. You unlatch this little screw here, and you have a crystal in here. It was a thing that I didn't even ask for, and got just put on there, and I'm so grateful. Cosmetically, as you can see, a little bit. Mine had the emitters the way they were. These got a little painted, black. But you know what? If you own the Black Series saber, you know you're not so interested in the paint anyway because it's already not accurate. So we're already working with something inaccurate. You know, I don't know why they got sprayed black. I'd be curious to know, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there was a hilt switch up, mix up by accident. Maybe my hilt got switched with someone else's. I mean, they're all Black Series sabers, so I mean, I don't really care. But yeah, I'd be interested to know why. But like I said, if you have the Black Series saber, you're not so interested in paint anyway. So you'd probably paint it yourself, which is what I was going to do. But I kind of like it. Reminds me of episode 8 where it's got the black to the scorching instead of the silver to the scorching in some of the shots. But let's power this guy on. I cannot show you into camera the laser. So here it is with no sort of sound. This is the Nano Biscotti has a silent sound font, which is pretty cool. As you can see, if I shine this behind me, you can see it to the wall. You can see it behind me. You know, it's like it's bright. This thing is bright on the ceiling, on the wall behind me. It's there. You know, so let's shut that down. And you do get sound on the disengaging. So here, let's just. This is his sound font. Might be my favorite Kylo sound font I've ever heard. It's really great. The squelchiness of the font is perfect. Now we'll switch sound fonts. As you know, on this you have 3 sound banks that are on silent.
Cyber Assassin.
This is Shamim's Cyber Assassin. And then, obviously,
There's been an awakening. Have you felt it? Yes.
Shamim's Crossguard 7.
I'll show you the dark
Now
side.
let's stick some blades in this thing so you guys can see how we look with the blades in. 1 blades. It's super cool. It's really super cool. Now my side blades might need to be shaved down a bit because the way it tightens around it, my sort of diameter here isn't working quite right because it's just not clamping down on it like I'd like. It does clamp down on it, as you can tell from me tightening it. I'm not tightening nothing, but it could be a little bit snugger. I'm afraid to swing this thing around, but here we go. So let's see if I can get how much of the saber I can get in the shot. And there you go. There's the saber all lit up and in daylight. We are in daylight, folks. I'll point it towards the window. I'm not shy. That's that laser emitter. We are in daylight in here. It is day. I have a light on. There's no hiding. There's no dark review here. This is in purest form of daylight. Now let's get some sound. You see, still got that flickering blade. Intact, majorly intact. Like that, Yoda? So that's the saber. I mean, as you can tell, he did a beautiful job. I love it. I mean, you really, when you get it, when you're looking for a mod, you know that you're gonna get the same hilt back, you know, unless you get it painted. You know exactly what you're getting. This time it was a little bit you know, interesting because of that laser. You know, it's so different. You know, I've never heard of anyone using a laser to drive their saber, but I mean, it's great. I mean, it's upped my picture, like my photographs by like 1,000 here, you know. And I don't think that's by my own doing. I think it's this saber is just so cool, you know. It's really looks good in daytime. There's that crystal reveal in the crystal chamber. I didn't even ask for that, you know. He really went above and beyond. I'm gonna work with this guy again. I'm trying to get myself on the Corban V2 run of the hilts. And I would ask him, you know, I know it's a different hilt, but can you just throw these electronics in there? I don't know. This is great. I'm so happy. You know, a lot of what the problems that the Black Series Saber presents in design and where things go, I mean, it doesn't, to me, a guy that doesn't do it, it doesn't look like it was designed to be modified, like you know, like it didn't have, people had to make a chassis for it. People had to create their own solutions to their own problems as far as, you know, modification goes. But I mean, I know that Shamim had one done in like a day when they first came out, but it doesn't look like it's an easy saber to just throw things into. Like, see, these are the parts where it comes apart and the wire can't be attached. I'm gonna put a little piece of magnet there so it just stays there, because it's hard to chuck around, you know, when it's all floppy. I'm always afraid that it's gonna come off the wire. So yeah, that's gotta you know, magnetize on. But where else was he gonna separate the saber? There is nowhere else. So it kind of has to happen there. Even some of the other YouTubers I've seen, they and sabersmiths rather, you know, have to separate there and put a little magnet there, because like a little magnet tape in that area, because it's just not going to stay down otherwise. So I love this thing. Thank you, DFX. Thank you for your time and, you know, really quelling my fears and answering my questions when I had them. This thing is great. I'm so happy. I have my first 501st Troop coming up on the 13th, and I can't wait to use this out there. It's going to be great, and it's what I really wanted. So thank you. I hope you guys use him. Check out his Etsy shop. Check out Punkling Designs. Check him out on Facebook. And please don't miss out on a saber mod by this gentleman. It's really worth it. Thanks, guys. May the force be with you.